Hey, you guys, this is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex. We got a lot of information to cover this week. You guys really need to pay attention to the very end of this video. I got something very important that is not necessarily scheduled news event for the Forex market, but if this situation happens, I promise you we may see some shakeups in the market. So make sure that you stay tuned to the end of the video. But for this part of the video, I'm going to cover how is it possible to accomplish 12,000 or close to 13,000 pips in a week. How? Come on, that can't be for real, right? Actually, you're wrong. It is possible. Let's go and let me show you what I mean. First of all, you guys, when you're trading in the market, you have to consider what you're actually trading. What instruments are you actually trading? So when you're talking about trading instruments, we're talking about the typical Forex pairs, you know, Euro USD, USD CAD, USD JPY, the GBP NZD, so forth, so forth, so forth. So those pips are counted differently than if you were trading in the indice market. Okay, indice market means that you're trading the US 30, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500. You're trading those which are related to stocks or the stock market itself. You can trade that on the Forex market platform, which a lot of brokers offer, but the pip count is drastically different. This is why a lot of people like to trade it, because it makes a lot of money really, really fast. And so you can accumulate a lot of pips very, very quickly. Okay. So when we're talking about making 12,000, and here's the numbers right here, 12,650 pips in a week, absolutely it is possible. It just means that you have to switch over from trading from the currency pairs to switching over to trading in the indice pairs, if that makes sense. Okay. The USD 30, the NASDAQ, or the S&P 500, which some brokers call it the US 500, or whatever your broker may call it. Okay, so that's how you're able to do that. But it is a massive amount of pips that you can collect in a very short amount of time by trading those indices. Now, let's get to more information. Here's what we actually did last week. We have, in our signal service, we have two separate portions to it for the price. Very cheap price, but two separate services. Number one, you're going to receive signals. Now, those signals that you receive are typically day trades or swing trades, which once you receive them on your cell phone, you can just plug it right in the settings into your MT4 on your phone. Meaning, when I say settings, I mean the entry price. You'll see the entry, you'll see the stop loss, you'll see the take profit. Very simple, take moments. You don't have to stop working. You don't have to do anything. Just stop for a moment as soon as you get the alert, plug it in. About 30 seconds to 1 minute worth of work and you're done. Okay, that's the first portion. So let me go over those numbers. Last week we did 12 wins and 4 losses, which is phenomenal. I'm still upset because it should have been 14 wins and 2 losses. Why? Because as you can see here, 2 of those losses had to do with news events. And this is what I was trying to teach last week, that a lot of times when you guys are taking trades, the problem is you're getting frustrated because it seems like the market is personally attacking you when that's not actually the truth. Some of this is due to your brokers and your manipulating price, or it could be due to, you know, the market players to just know where the average retail trader places their stop loss, which is average 15 to 20 pips, even if they're not scalpers. So because you're the low-hanging fruit in the markets, they tend to attack your stop loss quite often, okay? But in this situation, it was just that news events that were not even scheduled came out, and as you guys, if you traded last week, you clearly saw there was fireworks all over the place last week. So when we took a couple of trades, the news events hit our stops, and that was that. But either way it goes, 12 wins, 4 losses, that's still a phenomenal trading week. But in addition to that, let me repeat, in addition to the 12 wins and 4 losses, which is a phenomenal record, we still have the second half of our service, which is the live trading sessions, where you're in the room with a live trader, 6-figure coach, Miss Jenny, where you're able twice a week to be able to spend time in a live setting and trading along with them in that particular group as well. So that's why we always show, okay, here's what the actual signals, the alerts that was just sent out to you. Okay, that's that. But then here's the second group of numbers of pips that was made, which is from this group, which is all one service, but 2 separate entities altogether that you have access to. So in the live sessions, where they were able to take live sessions, live trades, and you're going to get a trading system in that group, by the way. So you'll have another trading system to play with and to learn from, but you'll be able to do it in a live session. And if you can attend live, they're recorded anyway, so you can come back and take the trade later, because some of the trades are swing trades. So therefore, you're good to go. Okay, if you can attend right then, you can watch the replay, and sometimes the entry points are still able to be caught. Okay, so here's the point. They did 12,650 pips. That is record breaking in a week. Okay, so 12 wins, 4 losses on the signal side, and then 12,650 pips in the live session. You tell me who else is doing that. I don't know of anybody else doing that. And one step further, from now on, just to keep track, because we changed the website, this is our website, superezforex.com. But on here, you can click right here, which will take you to this page. Okay, here's the home page. Watch this, and don't go away because I got a lot to cover. There's a big news event that you guys need to know about before you trade this week. Okay, so here's our website, superezforex.com. You'll know this is our website. When you go here, you're going to click on Join the Signal Trade Ideas Group. And right here is where you can meet us. You can see who we are. See, this is Miss Jenny. This is Mr. Elvis, who sends out the signals. This is Miss Donna, the admin. Here I am. Okay, and you can get testimonies and other things right here. You can clearly see it. All right, but we added something for your convenience. We added transparency. So once you see this was not here last year, but it is here this year. Click here to see signals results. This is where you'll be able to click right here and watch what happens. Every week, you'll be able to see exactly what we've done. So last week, we did 9 wins and 3 losses. In the live session, they did 8,149 pips. Last week, we did 12 wins, 4 losses. And in the live session, they did 12,650 pips. So in total, what is our numbers for the month so far in just 2 weeks? So in the signal side, we did 21 wins, 7 losses. And in the live sessions, they did 20,799 pips. So every week, you'll be able to click right here on Sunday and see the updates so you can see and track what our progress is throughout the entire year for transparency's sake. So whether you catch this video or not, you can always just go straight to our website, click on that little button right there, and it'll take you right to this page right here where you can track our information. Now, let's get to what's really important, what you need to know, okay? Now, I'm going to say this to you guys. Do be careful this week. I will repeat, be careful this week. Not because of the scheduled news events, but there's an unscheduled news event that I'm going to cover right after this portion. So what I'm going to do now, and those who's new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button if you like the information so far. For those who's new to the channel and have not seen my prior videos, almost every Sunday I typically would do a news video for you so that you're aware of what news events are coming out this coming week that could potentially attack your trades before you take them, okay? Now, a lot of times news events are going to come out that are not scheduled and nothing you can do about that. But at least the ones that are scheduled that can affect your trade, you will know it in advance or should be paying attention to it in advance so that you won't take trades on pairs that have big news events coming out. And then when you get hit, you'll be like, oh my God, what happened? Well, if you were tuning in on Sundays, you'll probably get to know in advance exactly which pairs you don't want to trade during certain times. Now, after those news events, have at it if you still see setups. But right before those news events, I wouldn't do it if I was you. So let's get to it. Now, where do I get some of my economic news? I go get it from, and let me switch back, get my big head out the way. All right, here we go. I like going to myfxbook.com. And what you want to do is when you're on there, you want to click on Economic Calendar. Okay. Now, the next thing I do is I go here to this option which says this week. Okay. I want the entire week. So you can see what news event is coming out for yesterday. And if this pops up, just click continue to my FX book. But I can click on yesterday, I can click on today, I can click on tomorrow. For me, I want to know what's happening for the entire week so I can plan accordingly. Okay, so now we're on here, and let me go over the news events. I got my little whiteboard here to decide. So if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my little whiteboard because I do take notes and jot down, okay, which ones, and I just have my little whiteboard up, and I already know if I'm trading during this time on this day, I already have it right here on my whiteboard, which ones was important to me. Now, again, I'm not a financial analyst for you, so go and do your own homework. I'm not giving you financial advice. This is just my routine. Okay, here we go. On Tuesday, okay, on Tuesday, oops, I forgot to write that too. All right, let's go to Tuesday first of all. The one that's standing out to me and you can see this is Monday, so we're still going. And I see some red ones, but I'm not really worried about that, okay? For me, you can do your own due diligence, and this is called fundamental analysis, meaning you're checking for news events, okay? All right, so the one that's catching my attention right off the top is CAD. Let me see where CAD is. CAD, where are you? Right here. Inflation numbers have been rampant and very, very important all of a sudden. They used to never mean that big of a deal, but right now the world is being controlled by the inflation numbers, which is telling the countries whether to raise interest rates or not. So now it's a very big deal, and CAD has their inflation numbers coming out on Tuesday. So I will be paying attention to that. So if I'm looking to trade a CAD pair, chances are I might hold off before this inflation number, okay? Now, this inflation number for CAD is not as important as it is for the U.S. When the U.S. come out with their inflation numbers, oh my God, it rocks the world. But in this situation, it's probably going to affect just the CAD pairs, but either way it goes, keep an eye on it. That's what I'm going to do. All right, let's go to the next one. We have the JPY, which is coming out with their interest rate, all right? And where are you? Right here. And that's also on Tuesday, and I forgot to write that on my little board right here. So I'll put that right here, Tuesday. Okay, so on Tuesday, JPY is coming out with their interest rate news. Now, the JPY pairs, you see, they have been dropping in a smooth trading pattern. Now, because of this, it could do some bumping around, okay, and reverse back up. But we'll see how that goes. I'm just aware that JPY interest rate on Tuesday, see, right here, Tuesday, I'm going to be aware that that's coming out. Oh, didn't mean to do that. By the way, if you click on it, it'll actually give you more information on these pairs. Okay, so if you ever want to know more about it, just click on them and they'll actually have a hyperlink that'll tell you a little bit more information about it. Okay, now let's go to the next one. GBP is next up, and that is coming out on Wednesday, and I forgot to write that date here. WED. All right, Wednesday. You have GBP, Great British Pound, coming out with their inflation numbers. Next up, we have JPY also coming out with their inflation numbers. And what day was that? I forgot to write it on my whiteboard, so I'm doing this as I'm talking to you guys. Where were you? Let's see. Give me a second. Scrolling. Now, again, this is not financial advice. It's just what I do. Okay, here it is. Thursday, right here. Thursday, you see the JPY is coming out with theirs, so I'm going to put Thursday on my board. Normally, I always put the date right here, but I was moving so quick, I forgot. And that will be the news as far as scheduled news events that I'm looking for this week. Again, do your own homework because you're responsible for your own trading account. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just going over my routine and what Uncle P is looking for this week when he's trading. Now, there's another situation that's coming up, and it is unscheduled, but it's very important to me. And I was just looking into the news, and I don't know why this is not being widely reported. Maybe it's a fable, but I doubt it is, okay? Here's the big news event that I'm concerned about. Let's go to this news event. Right here. And this is not a known source, Daily Beast, as far as I know, but I still saw that it was important for me to at least be aware of. This is critically important. Now, why am I even paying attention to this? For one reason, because I already knew about the situation where Belarus is hanging in the background in this war, okay? So Putin and Belarus are partners, okay? They're working together quietly behind the scenes as teammates. But what it looks like is that this week, if this happens, Belarus may be pulled into the war, which now means we have a third country joining in to this war. Now, here's the funny thing about it. The whole time that this war has been taking place, you have the U.S. and its allies secretly behind the scenes trying to help out Ukraine, okay? Because they don't want to personally get involved in the war, because if they do, we instantly have World War III. So they're kind of touchy on how they're trying to support by sending supplies and all these different things, finances and all this kind of stuff to keep Ukraine afloat during this war. But if they ever personally get involved, we automatically have World War III. Are you guys hearing me very clearly? Now, why are they tippy-toeing on this war? In my opinion, it's because Ukraine is not part of NATO, all right? NATO is a group of countries that have come together and banded together and saying, we got each other's back. Belarus is saying to Russia, I got your back. China is sitting in the background saying, I ain't got none of y'all's back, but I'm going to ride with whoever's the biggest player on the market because we just trying to take advantage of the situation. We all about the money. We don't care about all this stuff, right? So the point is that if Belarus joins in, now Ukraine has two countries that it's fighting on its front versus one. And why are they saying that? Because, watch this. Let me get my head out the way. They're saying that now if Ukraine is saying, okay, we've been playing defense, you know what I mean? We've been playing defense trying to protect ourselves, but they're getting more aggressive to go on the offense to start attacking Russia. So now Russia's already, in my opinion, having problems. So what are they going to do? They need more help. So now they're leaning to their ally, which is who? Belarus. Now, I've been known about the Belarus situation. That's why normally I don't pay attention to these things. But again, I'm questioning why this is not being more widely reported, because it's not that this is the only source that's broken this news. It's been news about them and their partnership for a very long time. So to know that this week, here it is, this week, this coming in a matter of days, Ukraine may have a problem because guess what? Belarus is committing to helping Russia. And it could happen this week. If that happens, it could sing a ringing gong around the world where we having even more problems. This is why we're having food shortages and everything else. Some of you guys think this is not important. This is the reason why some of your food shelves are starting to empty out, because a lot of the food, like for an example, I believe if I'm right, that Ukraine was a huge exporter of wheat and grains, okay? But because of their war, it's interrupting the food flow around the world. This is why when you go to your Walmarts and other stores, you're starting to see a lot of food shelves, sections of food that's starting to empty out, because the other sources where we get the food from, it's not sufficient to sustain all of us. So the more countries that come into this war, the supply chain issues will continue, and it just gets really messy. Then on top of that, you add in inflation and everything else. 2023 is not painting out to be as pretty as everybody was trying to celebrate at 12 o'clock midnight. 12 midnight going into 2023. It may not be as pretty as you think. So anyway, that is a news event that I'm going to be watching for this week, because if this happens, you could see the markets do a shaking quick move, because now there's a third country that's joining this war, and now everybody around the world, as far as NATO and everybody else, has to recalibrate their thinking and say, okay, what are we going to do now? How are we going to support? Do we send more support to Ukraine, which is causing us to give up money and supplies? How do we handle this situation? And therefore, the markets does not like instability, and it doesn't matter whether you're trading the stock market or whether you're trading the options market or whether you're trading Forex. The market does not like instability, and this could cause an interruption. So just keep your eyes out, okay? I'll see you in the next video. Thumbs up. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you're liking my videos, so that the YouTube channel will know, hey, continue to send this information out, because there are tons of traders around the world who are not doing good, and they're not getting this beneficial information like you do every week. Thank you very much. If you're inside the Super Easy Forex class, I will see you on Tuesday. You know, I love talking and teaching, so I'll talk to you guys in class on Tuesday. Have a good one.